Yo, 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 yo. Let me mute up the Discord. You know what? I'm gonna keep the Discord live. I just don't want the mic to hear y'all talk. So, we're gonna see. Let's go live though, man. Let's turn this motherfucker on. Pause. Yo, what up, gang? Yo, 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 yo. My camera look frozen. Let's see. Let's make sure the camera is. Looking for capture. Looking for. Yo, yo, yo. What's good, gang? What up? What up? What up? Let me get this camera right real quick for y'all. Hold up. Yo, yo, yo. There we go. All right, cool. What up? What up? Yeah, man. Let's get it, man. We here with Team ZaZa in the Discord live. Y'all make sure y'all follow the Discord, man, and join the Discord. We're gonna do a little bit of learning on what we do. You know, with Team ZaZa, what we do in Discord normally around this time every day. So yeah, we just wanted to invite y'all, man, and make it a community thing because it's all about QCE. You know what time it is. That's quality community and education. We bring quality to this community through education. So let's get right into it, man. First, though, what y'all on, man? Who we got in the chat? Shout out to the chat, man. Let me see who we got in the chat, man. I see 703 rocking Dividends Gelato. Miller Time on that Boondocks glue. Hi, who that? Hi, what is that? Let me see. I'm a little blind. Higher Dance. I was like, yeah, man, bro, thank you for what you do for the community. Really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Mr. Marmars, Gorillas in the chat. Appreciate you, Marmars. Oh, yeah, I know Marmars. Ben Frank, what up? Creative, what up? Yeah, the chat live. I see the Gorillas in the chat, man. So, look, we want to get into, and you should be able to see the screen, unraveling the genetic basis of hybrid vigor. And if you are not familiar with the term hybrid vigor, you're going to learn today. All right. I should probably put this camera over here because I see myself. Oh, no, I'll probably be reading more, but I like talking to y'all from here, though. I'll probably be reading more from, yeah, this is a better angle for me. I like this angle better. Shout out to the chat, man. So, listen, unraveling the genetic basis of hybrid vigor. How many of y'all in the chat are familiar with the term hybrid vigor? Let me know. How many of y'all in the chat are familiar with hybrid vigor? And shout out to everybody in the Discord, man. You got Team ZaZa in the Discord. We got 703, my brother Buds, my sister No Limit Edibles. Y'all seen her on After Dark. She with the shout out. So y'all make sure y'all follow everybody on Team ZaZa, and I'm sure they'll chime in when they want to. But King Mike in the building, my brother Miller in the building, and that's it. A couple of the teams showed up tonight. You know, sometimes we have large classes. Sometimes we have smaller classes, but today we got a big class because we got the YouTube with us. My sister in the building. I see you, HB Nikki. Shania, what up? Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. So, yeah, let's get into it, man. I want to know how many of y'all in the chat is familiar with hybrid vigor. I know my Team ZaZa is familiar with hybrid vigor. How many of y'all? I know hybrid vigor. Okay. Chris Man said, yeah, I know what's up. Okay. That's cool, Mr. Just Cool, and that's why we here, though. Buzz in the chat. Okay. All right, so, yeah, hybrid vigor is basically, before we get into the scholarly article, we'll talk a little bit about, I'll just give you a kind of a general understanding of what hybrid vigor is. It's real simple, and it's basically when the offspring is going to outperform both parents. It's just that simple. So generally, that's mostly never the case, right? Hybrid vigor is rare. You rarely see, for example, let's say a mother and father both, the father was 5'9", and the mother is 5'5", whatever. The father is scientist or whatever. The mother is real estate. They ain't athletes or nothing. But then they end up having a boy who's 7 foot plus, an athlete, star football player. It's just hybrid vigor. If it was a dog, it happens a lot in the dog world. It happens a lot in the animal world, where we see is hybrid vigor can only be found through heterosis, what we know as a state of heterozygosity. And heterozygosity is only created during an outcross. That original, when we have two specimens that are genetically far apart, distant from each other, you have a chance to create hybrid vigor through heterosis, right? Through that heterozygosity. So we'll get into the article. Let's see. Let's see what they got for us. So, unraveling the genetic basis of hybrid vigor. The study of hybrid vigor and inbreeding depression. Ooh, whoa, they jump right into it. I like that. So, the study of hybrid vigor and inbreeding depression traces back to Charles Darwin. How many of y'all familiar with Charles Darwin? Charles Darwin, man, do your research. Evolution. He's tied directly to theory of evolution, and so look into that. That's why I say it's always really good to have a strong foundation in the research. We haven't even gotten a sentence done yet, and it's already giving us powerful information. So I'm gonna start over. The study of hybrid vigor and inbreeding depression traces back to Charles Darwin, who was the first scientist to examine the phenomenon in a systematic manner. Hybrid vigor, or heterosis, is the increase in stature, biomass, and fertility that characterizes the progeny of crosses between diverse parents, such as the F1 is superior to the better of the two parents. Now, They broke it down in a scholarly way, but I gave you that exact definition just on a, real, so you could, real understand it on a one-on-one basis. But this is the level we want to operate it at. That's why I was saying we're going to start performing these lives to give more of a push toward, the scholarly articles and the just helping to foster that least research literacy that you'll need to really not only grasp the concept of what you're reading, but also be able to perform it later on. So let's continue on. In plants, this is basically achieved by a greater proliferation of cells in some but not all tissues. Inbreeding depression refers to the decline in the quantitative measure of these characteristics upon self-fertilization or other forms of homozygous of alleles. So let's take that. How many of y'all are familiar with what was just said? And Team ZaZa, please feel free to tap in. But how many of y'all are familiar? Let's break that down a little bit. So in plants, this is basically achieved by a greater proliferation of cells in some but not all tissues. Inbreeding depression, y'all familiar with it? Have you ever heard that term, inbreeding depression? You should have. If you watch my videos, you should have heard inbreeding depression before. Somebody let me know how we end up with inbreeding depression. Can you tell me? How do we end up with inbreeding depression? I'm waiting for the comments. I'm with y'all. Charles Darwin. Yeah, his first name was Charles. Yeah. All right. So, inbreeding depression. I did a video. Inbreeding too much. There you go, Anthony. That's exactly right. Too much inbreeding. Exactly right. Chris, for sure. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Look, OHM said population bottleneck. Okay. I like that. I see that we ready to step it up to the next level of language. So, all right, I like that. OHM for sure. That's a good term, bottlenecking for sure. So, let's continue on. So, inbreeding depression refers to a decline in the quantitative measure of these characteristics upon self-fertilization or other forms of homozygous of alleles. Explain to me what they meant right there. Anybody in Team ZaZa can explain to me what they meant right there? I'll repeat it too. Inbreeding depression refers to the decline in the quantitative measure of characters upon self-fertilization or other forms of homozygous of alleles. Team ZaZa? In the Discord? Cat must have got their tongue, chat. I don't know what's up with them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, they usually be doing their thing. Yeah. Or maybe they don't want to come across the mic. I don't know. Let me see. What y'all got for me? I know it's a little bit of lag in the in the YouTube too, so I want to make sure. Okay. Okay. Bearded, ready to come through. Y'all better watch out for Bearded Buzzman. Hey, they say that's the star pupil right there, man. Y'all better watch out for Bearded, aka Gold Beard Genetics, man. Hey, Miller is all of them is bad. Don't let me start naming names because they all bad. Down to Sissy on the Punnett Square. Should tear you up on the Punnett Square real quick. Yeah, so they say, yeah, but what about the crosses? Also, is this discussion about purity of a specimen? Well, I mean, we if so you got the look, you got up top, right? The title of the article right here. Can you see that? It says unraveling the genetic basis of hybrid vigor. So no, we're not discussing anything about the purity of a specimen. We talking about the genetic basis of hybrid vigor. Exactly what it say right there. All good, buds, man. I know you'll be here if you could. Sissy, that's my sissy right there. FMCs. All right, so we'll move on, right? So basically, all that's saying is that if you continue to S1 or S2 and S3, if you continue to self pollinate as well as other forms of inbreeding, close inbreeding, whether it be back crossing or whatever it is, if you continue to do it back to back to back, you'll eventually create forms of homozygous alleles, whether you're doing it on purpose or not. And that's eventually going to result in inbreeding depression, right? The genetic basis of heterosis has been debated for nearly 100 years without an emerging consensus. An early view was that the combination of different alleles in an organism resulted in a superior state for growth and vigor compared to the presence of identical alleles. All right, so did y'all get that? So when we reading these scholarly articles, it can, you definitely want to be able to keep up. A lot of times I will repeat sentences because it is a certain language that they operate in with these, and you want to make sure that you grasp the concept of what we're reading. So I'm gonna read it again. The genetic basis of heterosis has been debated for nearly 100 years without an emerging consensus. All right. An early view was that the combination of different alleles in an organism resulted in a superior state for growth and vigor compared to the presence of identical alleles. Can somebody give me an example of identical alleles? Anybody give me an example of give me the
Blue eyes.
I'm sorry,
Blue eyes.
identical alleles. So
Identical
let me
alleles
rephrase the
create blue
question. Can
eyes.
somebody give me another word for identical alleles?
Oh, homozygous.
Thank you. Homozygosity or homozygous, exactly. When they talk about identical alleles, the definition of homozygous or complete uniformity is two identical alleles, one from each parent. Each parent provides certain traits for the offspring, and they contribute to whatever traits the offspring ends up with. And normally, in a heterozygous state, one parent gives off one version of an allele, and another parent gives off another version. And in the state of homozygosity, both the alleles are completely identical coming from both parents. So in that case, we end up with homozygosity or complete uniformity throughout the population. So, for instance, if there was 10 puppies, then all 10 of them, if they had homozygous color, like Bearded said, for blue eyes, then they will all have blue eyes, every single puppy. So then they would be considered homozygous for that particular trait. Right? And that's why you really do want to differentiate the stabilization or stable. The word stable, and stable is kind of a general term when it can mean, because stabilization can still be incomplete. You understand what I'm saying? So just because you stable doesn't mean you completely uniform or you made it to the end. Um, Stable can be, I'm stable enough to no longer display hermaphroditic traits in a dominant fashion. But if you put some light and up to me and give me some stress, then I may so um, would it be considered stable compared to what it was if it was before showing a whole bunch of herms just outright all the time, and then you removed all of them from doing it? Yeah, I mean it's now stable, but it's not completely homozygous. And that's the thing. Homozygosity works both ways, desirable and undesirable. I mean, even though you're really just calling out, you're really just killing, you're really just removing the undesirable. You're removing them and breeding together the desirable, and eventually you end up with less to no undesirable, and it's that simple. So, moving on. An early view was that and this is it. I already know what they're about to say, and this is it's funny. I only read like 2 words, but I already could kind of see this. I could see the sentences ahead of time. But anyway, Edgar Mendel. He's the one that gave us this awakening, this understanding. Right? He came up with and discovered the fact that traits wasn't just a blend of both mother and father, and you blend of just the two thrown at it. Was more complex than that, and you can actually isolate traits. And Edgar Mendel, man. So do your research there. An early view was that the combination of different alleles in an organism resulted in superior state for growth and vigor compared with the presence of identical alleles. All right, so we read this already. That's why I was familiar with it. All right, cool. An early view was that the combination of different alleles. Explain to me the combination of different alleles. Can somebody explain to me what they mean by that? Give me another word for that.
Heterozygosity.
Heterozygosity, exactly. Thank you, Bearded. So, different alleles, heterozygous. The same alleles, homozygous. When we think of 2 people, if one is attracted to the same, then that would be considered homo whatever. If they different, it would be considered hetero, right? Same thing with when we think in terms of breeding. Homozygosity is 2 of the same alleles. You can think 2 alleles attracted to each other are the same, and they'll push out the same results throughout the entire population. But when they're different, that's the state of heterosis, which is much more typical in what we see in terms of population. But let's move on. So, as genetic knowledge increased, so let's go over that sentence one more time. So, an early view was that the combination of different alleles, we know as heterosis, in an organism resulted in a superior state for growth and vigor compared to the presence of identical alleles. So that was an early view, was that heterosis was the result of a superior state for growth and vigor compared to the presence of homozygous. As genetic knowledge increased, the concept that inferior alleles of different genes in the 2 parents were complemented in the hybrid. Y'all got that? As genetic knowledge increased, the concept that inferior alleles of different genes, heterozygous, in the 2 parents were complemented in the hybrid, thus leading to the superior characteristics gained favor. Although the latter explanation is simply and easily envisioned, results that seem to favor interactions of diverse alleles have been repeatedly found. In this issue of PNAS, the work of Samal examined an extensive set of quantitative traits and partial hybrids of domesticated tomato and wild relative. They concluded that most traits that exhibit heterosis do so as a result of heterozygosity of the controlling genomic regions to produce traits superior to the better parent. They also suggest that heterosis was selected over evolutionary time for characteristics that impact reproductive success. All right, so here they have a little chart. Now, we're getting into a little bit of language here, and y'all may not be familiar with some of this language. Team ZaZa is familiar with dominance, overdominance, and pseudo-dominance. Now, they may get into it here. I don't know. You definitely want to understand those before we move forward. All right, so I'm sure they'll get into it. So you probably really won't understand this chart until you understand dominance, overdominance, and pseudo-dominance. All right, so let's look at dominance. So that's pretty simple, right? Y'all understand dominance, right? And here we see genotype versus phenotype. You familiar and recognize the two? So, what we see here are the traits of the genotype. I don't know what you're referring to, man. I'm not sure what you. I don't know. What do you need? How can we help you? Because you just going through it, or you struggling. He said that's why my first question was about outcrossing, but we're not talking about that. Like, you listen. We can talk about that when we talking about that. But right now, we not talking about that. We talking about we kind of are talking about that, but we just following the article. Like we focusing on hybrid vigor. So outcrossing is required for heterosis. Yes, we said that in the beginning now. So I'm not sure how we what's the issue? Is there something that you need? Like you have a question? Let me see. He said, "Good evening, friends. How can we find favorable alleles in pure homozygous strains? One should look for more inbreed genetics than. Thank you very much for your work and time." Thank you for your support, man. Well, ultimately, when you think in terms of homozygous, that's gonna be something that somebody worked along for a really long time, man, and they probably are not gonna sell it or give it away. I don't know, but most likely homozygosity you want to be able to create yourself over time. It's not something you can probably go buy, maybe in an animal like a dog or something, but not in this community, not much at all. What y'all on, man? Y'all want to still keep learning, man? Or y'all want to have open discussion, man? Q&A. It's become too much. This is what we do, though. We'll sit here for hours and go over scholarly articles, man, But I can't, my man getting mad because I'm not answering his question, but I'm reading. You understand what I'm saying? So if any question, we'll take questions after we stop, reading, but I can't read your question and answer you and read at the same time what we talking about. Like, so what do you need current? So you got homeboy right here want more current information. You said it's over 20 years old. That's fine. What is it that so if I'm telling you to go back to 1865 and study Edgar Mendel, what are you concerned about 20 years ago? I'm telling you to go back to 1865. I'm telling you to go back before that. The information, this is where the information comes from. What do you need that's brand new? This is the problem. Everything starts from the beginning. This is why we lose sight of ancestry, right? Because we so focused on the new. The new is what waters down the beginning, right? It starts with the beginning. So you any strong foundation that you want to build in anything, you have to start from the beginning. Nah, you ain't interrupt. It's cool. We free time now, man. Cause I see y'all want me in the comments, so I'm gonna come in the comments, man. Come in the comments for y'all, man. Y'all don't want me reading. I'm over here trying to read. I'm trying to. He say, shit, that's too old. I don't want to see that. That's the problem. Let me tell you something. You want to hide something from somebody? Put it in a book, man. Put it in a book with some good information. He said, man, that's too old for me. What you got better? Matter of fact, don't rely on me to go get you something new. I want you to bring it back to the table. What you got better than this? That's going to teach you about hybrid vigor. You go find something better than this, newer, that you know about. Otherwise, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Because it don't be making no sense, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But you're right. I ain't going to, like, it's not that big of a deal. Let's move on, man. They want me in the comments, though. He over here talking about it's too old. Like, I ain't even, listen, I'm giving information. I'm not even looking at the date. It don't matter. You need to go back 100, 200 years. You need to go back 300 years. It's just the way it is, man. Heidi Weinberg equilibrium. That's what my guys was. We was all in the reading about the Heidi Weinberg equilibrium. Are you aware of that? That's all old shit. See how you got me cussing on YouTube? I don't want to cuss. But look, the Heidi Weinberg equilibrium, Charles Darwin theory, Edgar Mendel, that's all old stuff, man. It's all history. It's all what you need in order to get to where you'll never get to. But it's all to get to where a responsible, good breeder and have a strong foundation in education and knowledge, you need to understand the old school of it, man, the beginning. You can't just, What y'all got in the comments, man? What y'all smoking on? I'm about to smoke, man. This is what we do. So, we can go back to what we do in, what's the face? In Discord, but this is what we do. I'll mess with y'all in the comments. We can do a Q&A. What y'all got? But you just speak it. It's not about disrespect, and I don't take it as disrespect. But you speaking out of turn because you don't know what you're talking about. So who are you, based on this information that you're not familiar with, to tell me it's outdated? How can you determine it's outdated if you're not familiar with the information? Let me give you the information first, and then go do your own research to determine. But you don't even have an understanding of what we're going over right now. So how could you go compare it to anything until you learn it? Let me give you the information. Then you can go and do your work and do your research and say, I want to go find better. You know? Yeah. What y'all on tonight, though, man? What y'all smoking? What's up with the holiday, man? How is the holidays treating y'all, man? Y'all got a Q&A, man? Yeah, I get it, Dusky. Folks want to jump. Shout out to the girls in the chat, man. Folks want to jump. That's right. You got to kill plants, man. Let me tell you, the only thing that's so we can talk about events, like what you want to talk about. I'm trying to teach you F1, F2, F3, back cross, F2, F1, cross with the uncle cross. I'm trying to teach you that type of stuff. But you ready for back cross high, you ready for the advanced methods. We're trying to keep it 101. because not we know where everybody is at. We want to get everybody to that level where they can we got to get everybody to that level. It's not just gonna happen, but we can definitely get there, man. We can talk about all type of stuff, man. That then once I start talking that shit, they be like, oh, you just throwing out big words and da da da. And I'm like, nah, that's what you want to do. You want to talk about post-zygotic barriers and shit. You ready for that? Post-zygotic barriers and pre-zygotic barriers. You understand that? You ready for that? Then we can get into that. But you ain't ready for that. So let's get the basics first. Pre-zygotic barriers and post-zygotic barriers, man. We gonna get into all of that. I know you ready for the, what is it called? Not bearded. Miller, what the hell was I working on? A goddamn back cross squared. The fucking, the advanced. What was the name of that motherfucker? I can't even remember. I still got it written on my board though. I gave up. It was so complicated. But I understand the methods. I understand advanced back crossing methods. And these are the methods that when you say past the old school, these are the methods that you got. This is what people doing. So it is, people have gotten past the old Edgar Mendel way of going F1, F2, F3. So it is true. You are absolutely right, but that's not what nobody in here is ready for. It's complex for me. We was in F3 back cross squared, right? Because you got to be in F3 to perform the motherfucking back cross 3 times back. And this is how you can take shortcuts with fixing traits. F3 back cross squared. Google that. If you're ready for the advance, go Google that and then tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about a F3 back cross squared. And those type of mechanics won't be attached to an Edgar Mendel, because Edgar Mendel is traditional F1, F2, F3, F4. But you want to talk about advanced, more modern mechanics, we talking F3 back cross squared. It's real, man. It's serious, man. Zoe, what up? Spoonfed, what up? It's all good. I'm gonna get you I'm gonna make sure you get a good, strong foundation and what you need. Shout out to my brother Dusky. Sprout, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, Sprout, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. That's my first super chat. You see that number 1? It's my first super chat, man. So, I got a pack for you, Brody. I got a pack for you, man. Thank you, bro. That means a lot. Thank you for bringing that up to me, Dusky. Lil Du in the chat. That's one of my brothers in real life, man. So, y'all see Lil Dusky. Y'all show some love, man. Bearded in the building. Despicable Dabs in the building. We got the moderators in the building. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to the moderators. Bearded Buzzman. Okay, Despicable Dabs. I see them working the chat. I got to get you in there, Miller. 703. That's the other moderator. You see the moderators in blue. Shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to Team ZaZa, man. Khalifa Genetics, Al Genetics, Bethesda Genetics, but sure, these are... Yeah. You ask if you know Khalifa, ask him about me. That's my guy. He respects everything I do. He respects my work, and I respect his work. That's my brother. I got a lot of love for Aladdin at Khalifa Genetics. So if you familiar with him and you know him, because I could probably pick up the phone and call him. So if you know him, then ask him about me. He'll tell you. And that's my guy. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow all the moderators. Despicable Dabs, 703, Bearded Buzzman, Follow Team ZaZa. Miller Time in the building. Buds in the building. And I told y'all we putting together this Team ZaZa YouTube. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. If you want to be Team ZaZa YouTube, make sure. And that super chat, make sure you hit me in the DM on Instagram, Sprout. Get that pack of dead ops out to you. Thank you for the super chat, gang. And that was our first super chat, so that's legendary, man. That's epic, man. Thank you. We're gonna remember that as the channel grows and as we continue to work hard and build the channel. We'll remember that first super chat, man. You know. And shout out to Team ZaZa YouTube, man. Y'all hit me in the DM if y'all want to be Team ZaZa YouTube. You know, we gonna be coming up with a logo. We're gonna be doing a lot of big things coming in the future, man. But we want y'all to pull up the Discord and get up with the gang, man. Oh, hold on. We got a Team ZaZa YouTube member just popped in. Who that? T Money? Okay. T Money in the building. That might be the first Team ZaZa member. Hold on. First Team ZaZa YouTube. He said, I ain't got to hit nothing in the DM. I'm pulling right up. Shout out to you, T Money. We're going to need you to be a leader in that group. You hear me? We're going to need you to be a leader in that group, man. And we'll work closely together to get it done. You already been in the Discord, so, that'll work perfect. We'll be working. We'll be having some meetings throughout the week. And, I'm going to help you. We're going to help you get it done. Build this Team ZaZa YouTube. So that's dope, man. Y'all throw gorillas in the chat for the homie T Money, the first Team ZaZa YouTube member. And shout out to everybody in the live, man. Make sure y'all like it up. Make sure you like the video, man. Make sure you follow ZaZagenetics.com. If you're not already on the site, make sure you join the site. But eventually, we got a lot in store for the YouTube, man. So we'll be here probably 3 days a week. We'll be at Instagram 2 days of the week. So we'll be going live 5 days out of the week, man. And y'all stay tuned, man. If you want to be a part of Team ZaZa YouTube, man, you know what to do, man. Thank you for all of the support. Gorillas in the chat. Much love to everybody in the chat. King Mike in the building. Miller Time in the building. Chris MCD, what up? Your name, what up? Rebel Vision, what up? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Ricky Bobby, what up? But y'all learned a little bit about hybrid vigor today, man. So we're going to continue on our learning journey. We're going to continue on our journey to get y'all to change this community into exactly what you need it to be, man. Something, it's already dope, but we're going to make it exactly what you need it to be, man. So we know what the work that needs to be done, and we're going to need a lot of responsible breeders that's coming up and helping us, do the work. So I look forward to working with all y'all, and I appreciate the support. Make sure y'all catch us and stay tuned. Like this, even after you get off, and watch them videos, man. Catch up on them videos. Don't be skipping through them either. Watch the whole video. It helps me out. Like the videos, man. If you haven't liked them videos, go back and like them, man. That's how you help me out. If you appreciate the content that I put out and the information I give out for free, then just show some love however you can with a super chat or with a subscription, whatever you want. But other than that, Team Money, I see the badge. Look how my boy rolling up. Yeah. You got Goldbeard making y'all an emoji too. So y'all gonna have that emoji. We're gonna drop the little blue star, but that shit hard though. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, that joint hard though. Make sure you follow us on the Discord, man. And if you if you're into some grow equipment, man, join AC Infinity. Use code Team ZaZa. Oh, if you go to ZaZagenetics.com right now and use code After Dark, you get 40% off all seeds or whatever. So use code After Dark, all seeds, 40% off for the next 5 days or so, whatever it is. And thank y'all for rocking with me, man. I'm going to give y'all some music to go out, and then we're going to get up out of here. Much love, man. Enjoy the holiday with your family if I don't see y'all before then. And a little bit of empathy goes a long way, man. So peace, love, blessings and treat people how you want to be treated. I'm out of here. Get bah!
The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta feed. Got drank by the lead. In the grill, I'ma lead. The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta feed. Got drank by the lead. In the grill, I'ma lead. The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta feed. Got drank by the lead. In the grill, I'ma lead. The money ain't stopping, so I ain't easy. Hot boy gotta